it is necessarily important that I do this review. Hello and welcome to a Smurp video, and today we are looking at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 40 Necessarily Evil event. And just to begin with, before I get into the issue, this is the holographic cover, which is based on when we got issue 0 back in 2016. They gave us 7 covers of the Power Rangers with their helmets. Looks pretty much like this. I'm sorry I don't have an issue 0 to show you of the White Ranger, because that and the Green Ranger are the ones that I don't actually have because they were super expensive. Anyway, it looks really nice. It doesn't go well with the light, so I'll try and do a bit of research before I do the next one, which I think is Kimberly's foil cover. And then there's the back just saying that it's all necessarily evil and it's shattered. So something to do with the grid, which is going to be nice. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's get into the review. Okay, so Necessarily Evil. This is the other cover, which has the White Ranger smashing through some sort of glass. Pretty cool. So here's the talented team. Ryan's taking over from Margaret. And these are all the other talented team involved. Now, first of all, it gives you a previously on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I want to say X-Men then, but I didn't. And it basically gives you the run of the last sort of couple of pages where they sacrifice everything to hide what had happened in Shattered Grid. And then it ended. So on today's world, Necessarily Evil. So we transport into the future. And we got the Rangers. They're in the UK, in London, which is... I don't live in London. I live about 40 minutes on a train from London, but I don't live in London. And pretty much Tommy comes in for the save with Saba, and he is the White Ranger. So you can see once again we've jumped through. And they put together a little charge. And they're like, hey, that's be the 6. Which is a scenario they probably practice. And it works. And Saba, pretty much, they destroy the bird creature. And pretty much the putties run. So back at the command center, they're kind of debating what's going on. And whether they did a good job. So there was no casualties, but there was damage. And it's revealed quite quickly. I mean, you know then that it's not Zack. And we have Aisha, Adam, and Rocky. So we finally jump forward to a time where we got the, I guess, the newest Power Rangers, which is kind of cool. I think Billy would have felt they could have done better. And they kind of talk about training. And it was an ugly win, basically, in a nutshell. And, you know, there's clearly some differences between the teams. So Tommy says, how bad was it? And, you know, pretty much he says, you know, you guys did okay. It wasn't the best, but you did okay. And Tommy says he feels different now. You know, this was insane. That was really explored in the show. But I guess we're going to get it explored with Ryan, that he is more powerful. He has a different costume. He has the white light power. And he's a guiding light, according to Zordon. Meanwhile, we also finally... we've seen glimpses of him in kind of mini stories, but we get our first real glimpse of, if I can turn the page, of Lord Zed, and he looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. And pretty much Lord Zed's like, I'm not going to repeat the same mistakes that Rita made and do the same things over and over again, which is pretty much what he did in the show. He's going to change the rules and do something different. So the Rangers are back to fighting putties. Kimberly creates a path for them to get clear. And pretty much Zordon's saying, you know, you got to give everyone to safety quickly, and Aisha makes another decision. They go through the other path, which seems a bit clearer. Anyway, they get caught out and it's a disaster. So Tommy and Billy are discussing it anyway. And basically it's pocket dimension they're in, and Tommy's saying pretty much Lord Zed is a lot more dangerous than Rita. With Jason, Trina, and Zach, we could handle it, but they're not here. And we can't just be good, we gotta be better than good. So meanwhile, this is what I like about Ryan. He's flushed out these characters more than they would have been done in the show. So there's a bit of them and us, which is the same in today's world. You know, I think about jobs, etc. Jobs I've worked in. You're either the new guy or you're in with the crowd already there. And if you're the new guy, it takes a while to become part of the crowd. And then it's just repeat. And it's kind of the same. And on top of that, they talk about their lives and being teenagers. You know, they're driving, you know, they've only been there a couple months. They've had to hide from their family that they're superheroes. So they think they're doing okay, but they still feel like it's not good enough. Especially, I guess, the pressures of being Rangers. So, Lord Zed sent out a request to capture some special guy. He's got an X on his face. X-Men. It's not X-Men, it's Power Rangers. And pretty much he's free, and he's saying, you know, this isn't just a hit that I'm asking you to do. This is about the Power Rangers, killing the Power Rangers. So everything's negotiable, and he looks like Cougar's race, except he's red. So that's kind of different, kind of cool. So I'm interested in reading his backstory. Meanwhile, Skull's got a girlfriend, and Bolt's a bit like, oh, weirded out. And Tommy is taking over Jason's karate classes, and he makes a joke about he's building his own personal army. And Billy's like, hey, the guy's doing well, and we're about to have a call. And Tommy's like, you know what, I've got to go. And just let them know I hope they're enjoying the skiing. And you don't get this in the TV show, but Tommy would have been upset, you know. I guess his best friend left him. His other friends left him. And now he's leader, like real leader, you know. I guess even when he took over from Jason, when it was just thrown out there by Zordon, he probably would have relied on Jason anyway, because he was already such a good, strong character. And whilst they're over there talking about peace, we're still here fighting a war. So it's quite cool. They're talking, and they're saying, you know, there's some boring stuff going on, and they said the reception's not really that spotted. And hey, look at that! They're in some sort of weird Power Ranger costume, red, black, and yellow, and it's quite interesting way to finish the issue, because you're thinking, hey, what's going on here? And I love it. I love the fact that we're going to get a whole new spin on these Rangers that went off, and we never really heard from him again, apart from, you know, we heard from Jason when he came back as the Gold Ranger, and, you know, he said he enjoyed being part of this, but he also liked being the Ranger. So clearly they're finding the amusing. I'm looking forward to seeing how that falls into the big part of the story. So we're not really seeing a big bad here yet. We don't know if it's anything to do with Draken, and Lord Zed's got something going on. So I'm liking how this is beginning. I'm looking forward to how this ties in with how Shattered Grid ended, or whether it's perhaps not even anything to do with that. Maybe it's just later on, and, you know, there's other stuff going on. Anyway, the big event has started, and I have enjoyed it. Ryan does what he does best. He understands the characters. He delivers character story driven. I feel like this is going to be paced out well. You know, Shattered Grid for me was, the character part wasn't there. It was shocked. We were getting shock moments for the sake of it. Tommy dying. Whereas this issue feels like it's going to flow nicely and deliver a brilliant story. So I'm very happy with this start. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. SmurredP is my page. Follow me on Twitter. I'm there. I have no idea what I'm doing. @SmurredP. And embrace the geekiness. Take care. Bye-bye.